Welcome back, my friends. What if I told you the woman you can't stop thinking about already knows exactly how much she can get away with? And she's been testing you long before you even realized you were being tested. What if the signs were right in front of you, but you were too loyal, too hopeful, or too emotionally invested to see them? Men don't like to hear this, but as a psychologist, I've seen it over and over. When a woman starts playing a man, she doesn't do it loudly. She does it quietly, subtly, and with a softness that feels harmless, almost sweet. And that is exactly why it works. Because a man who cares won't question the small things. He'll blame himself. He'll rationalize. He'll hope she'll come around. But a man who doesn't see the signs early becomes a man who gets emotionally drained later. And that's what I want to pull you out of. Because you deserve to see the truth before you lose yourself in someone who never intended to treat you right. The first sign isn't something she says, it's something she stops doing. There's a shift, small but sharp. Her voice isn't as warm as it was before. Her replies get shorter. You start feeling like you're trying harder than you used to. And while you're telling yourself she's just busy, she's actually measuring something. How little effort she can put in before you walk away. You'd be shocked how many women test men this way. Not because they're evil, not because they hate you, but because many women unconsciously learn that attention is currency. And the moment they realize you'll keep giving it, even when they stop giving anything back, the game quietly begins. The most dangerous part is that this shift is never announced. She doesn't say, "I'm losing interest," or "I'm keeping you as a backup," or "I'm here for emotional entertainment, not emotional investment." She simply lets you feel it. And because you don't want to lose her, you start compensating. You text first. You initiate plans. You apologize just to keep peace. You forgive behavior you wouldn't tolerate from anyone else. You become predictable, while she becomes distant. And the truth is painful. A woman who respects you won't make you guess. A woman who values you won't let effort become a one-way street. But a woman who's playing you lets you do all the emotional labor because she knows you're too emotionally attached to stop. There's a moment every man feels but can't explain. When the woman he's dealing with starts treating his presence like an option instead of something she once valued. And the worst part? She does it with a smile. That's the second sign she's playing you. Inconsistency that feels intentional, but she disguises it as mood, timing, or stress. A woman who's genuinely into you doesn't switch her emotional temperature like a light. She doesn't go from warm to cold, supportive to distant, affectionate to uninterested without any real reason. But a woman who's keeping you on a string, she knows exactly how to manipulate the distance. She knows when to pull you close to remind you she's still there, and when to push you away so you chase her even harder. This inconsistency creates a loop in your mind. You start wondering what you did wrong. You start replaying your messages. You start questioning your tone, your timing, your value. And that's exactly where she wants you, not because she wants your heart, but because she wants your attention without giving you clarity. She'll respond instantly one day, then leave you on red for hours the next. She'll talk to you like you're the only man she trusts, then suddenly disappear because she was tired, busy, or not feeling it today. And every time you get frustrated, she has just enough sweetness left in her voice to calm you down. Just enough affection to make you stay. Just enough softness to make you believe she still cares, because she needs you emotionally invested, just not emotionally secure. And here's the psychology behind it. Inconsistency creates emotional addiction. Your brain becomes hooked on the unknown. The highs feel higher because the lows hit harder. You start valuing any attention she gives you because you never know when it'll disappear again. That kind of unpredictability isn't love, it's conditioning. Men rarely ask themselves the most important question. Why does she only give me affection when I'm pulling away, but never when I'm giving my all? Because a woman who's playing you wants control, not connection. She wants reassurance without responsibility. She wants devotion without commitment. And the moment she feels you slipping, she gives you just enough warmth to keep you exactly where she wants you. But a woman who truly values you doesn't use inconsistency as a leash. She doesn't need to make you uncertain to keep you interested. Her presence is stable. Her communication is steady. Her energy matches yours without games. There's a specific kind of silence that tells a man everything he needs to know. But most men ignore it because they're afraid of what it means. The third sign she's playing you is when she becomes emotionally unavailable in the moments that matter most, yet somehow expects you to stay emotionally available to her at all times. It's a quiet imbalance, but it eats at you slowly, almost invisibly. She'll listen when the conversation is light, when you're praising her, when you're giving her attention. But the second you bring up something real, your stress, your fears, your needs, you feel her energy shift. Suddenly she becomes distracted. Suddenly she's tired. Suddenly she has nothing to say. A woman who is genuinely invested in you doesn't shut down the moment the conversation requires emotional presence. But a woman who's using you, she knows she doesn't need to give you depth to keep you attached. She only needs to give you just enough surface to make you think something deeper is coming. And here's where most men fall apart. You start working harder to get closeness from someone who never intended to give it. You open up more. You try to be more supportive. You express yourself, hoping she will finally see your heart. But she doesn't. She gives you the bare minimum, warm 1 second, indifferent the next. And because you're a man who cares, you take responsibility for her lack of effort. You start thinking you're asking for too much, when in reality, you're asking for the minimum. A woman who's playing you will always keep the emotional distance just wide enough for you to chase. She'll avoid deep conversations, avoid discussing the future, avoid talking about commitment, but she'll never walk away. She doesn't leave because you're giving her something valuable, attention, validation, emotional support, or a sense of being wanted. She won't commit to you, but she won't let you go either. That's the trap. And here's the psychology behind it. Emotional unavailability creates a power imbalance. When she withholds closeness, you start believing you need to earn it. You start competing with yourself, trying to be better, more patient, more understanding. But no matter what you do, the emotional wall never moves. A woman who values you won't make your vulnerability feel like a burden. She won't turn emotional intimacy into a one-way street. Real connection requires reciprocation, not extraction. There's a moment in every situationship, every confusing, almost relationship, where the truth quietly reveals itself, not through her words, but through her priorities. And that's the fourth sign she's playing you. You only matter when it's convenient for her. Not when you need her, not when you're struggling, not when you're hoping she'll step up. Only when it benefits her. You'll notice it in small ways at first. She never reaches out unless she's bored, lonely, or wants something. Your time, your attention, your comfort. She doesn't check on you randomly. She doesn't ask how you're doing unless it somehow circles back to her. She doesn't initiate plans unless she has nothing better to do. And when you try to create real moments with her, suddenly she's busy, overwhelmed, or not in the right headspace. But the second she wants something from you, she's magically available. A woman who's playing you knows how to make you feel chosen without ever actually choosing you. She knows how to make you feel needed without giving you a place in her life. She knows how to make you feel special while keeping her real priorities far away from you. And here's the part most men don't want to admit. You can tell you're not a priority by how often she expects you to adjust, while she refuses to adjust for you. She'll cancel last minute without guilt. She'll reschedule only when it fits her. She'll expect you to be understanding, patient, and flexible, yet she gives almost none of that back. If you bring it up, she'll call you dramatic, too sensitive, or doing too much. She minimizes your feelings because she knows acknowledging them means acknowledging her lack of effort. People make time for what they value. They invest in what matters. They show up for what they don't want to lose. When a woman genuinely cares, she doesn't let convenience dictate how she treats you. She'll prioritize time with you. She'll respect your schedule. She'll want to be someone reliable in your life. She won't just take from you, she'll give to you, and not just when it benefits her. But when she's playing you, everything feels one-sided. You're always available, and she's always conditional. You give consistently, and she gives selectively. You treat her like she's important, and she treats you like an option. There's one moment, every man who's been played remembers it clearly, when something inside you finally clicks. Not because she confessed, not because she apologized, not because she changed, but because you finally understood the truth she was hoping you'd never see. And that leads to the fifth sign she's playing you. Her actions never align with the future she hints at. She'll talk about someday, but never today. She'll tell you she's not ready right now, but somehow always ready for attention, comfort, and emotional support. She'll give you just enough flirtation to keep your hope alive, but never enough commitment to build anything real. It's a cycle of promises that never materialize, words without weight, future fantasies without present effort. And here's the psychological trick. Some women use hope as a leash. As long as a man believes there's a chance, someday, eventually, maybe, he keeps investing. He keeps waiting. He keeps trying to prove himself. And she benefits without ever having to deliver anything real. That's why she avoids defining the relationship. It gives her freedom while keeping you emotionally tied to her. She'll say things like, "Let's just go with the flow," because she knows the flow always benefits her. "I'm not ready for a relationship," but she expects relationship-level devotion from you. "I'm confused," but somehow never confused about accepting your time, your energy, your generosity. The truth? She's not confused. She's comfortable, and she knows as long as she keeps you hoping, she never has to choose. A woman who's serious about you doesn't fear clarity. She doesn't avoid conversations about direction. She doesn't push things into the future because she's honest about what she wants in the present. But a woman playing you, she uses ambiguity like armor. It protects her from accountability while keeping you locked in emotional limbo. And here's the part that hurts the most. Deep down, you already sense this. Men always feel when something is off, but hope makes you ignore your intuition. You convince yourself she just needs time, that she'll eventually see your value, that if you love her hard enough, she'll love you back the same way. But a woman who's playing you isn't waiting to love you. She's waiting to see how much more she can take before you finally wake up. So now I want to ask you something personal, something only you can answer in the comments. Are you holding on to a woman's potential or her reality? If this video opened your eyes, like it, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs this truth today.